Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, I'm back with Ninja. I know I said in the previous video that I didn't actually like Ninja a whole lot, or at least its playstyle, but the thing is, it's still a fun deck to play, especially in the lower ranks. So we are back playing it, and I decided to also play it in the festival, because, hey, ninjas are pretty cool, and I do like ninjas in general. What little kid didn't like ninjas? However, I didn't really grow out of that. But yeah, I've already covered this list before, so if you want to see me explain the list, you can go and check out my previous video on this deck. But I just kind of wanted to show you some of the cool games that I had and some of the things that this deck is capable of accomplishing. Now, obviously, I did play in the festival as well, because I found that to be pretty fun as well, and I had some good games there. So I'm going to quickly show you that deck as well, because it's slightly different, but not much has changed. Alright, here we are. Honestly, the main deck basically stays the exact same, minus Prosperity. Instead, we're playing the second Iron Digger. This card comes up quite a bit and is pretty decent, so I figured, hey, let's throw in a second one at the very least, just so that I am more, not necessarily more likely to see it, but more capable of utilizing it in case it, like, gets dealt with previously, or that I, like, draw it. I still have that ability to search it and utilize it later. But as you can see, the extra is quite a bit different. We're running things like Utopic Draco and the like. We're still maxing out on the fusions, but these are the only fusions, so there's that. But we're also playing things like Baguska that we weren't previously. We're playing Springen's Mary, as well as the Sargus, to help us go into Zeus with more materials. That's kind of basically it. The rest of this is just stuff. But for the most part, it's just these, which does matter and does kind of change things up a bit. I'm going to quickly go through the main deck card by card as well. We're playing triple Tobari, the Sky Ninja, triple Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, triple Hanzo, or Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo, as well as two apiece of Green Ninja and Geo, the Gravity Ninja, and then one apiece of Baku and Kagero, the Cannon Ninja. Baku the Beast Ninja and Kagero the Cannon Ninja, respectively. As for the spells and traps, we are running 2 Iron Digger, the triple Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery, as well as triple Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves, as well as the 1 Art of Duplication. As for the rest of the cards, they are all tech spots, or non-engine pieces, that being the triple Maxi, triple Ash Blossom, double Nibiru, triple Book of Moon, double Called By and 1 Crossout, and then the double Infip as well. That's basically it for the deck. One thing that I do like about this deck is the ability to play a myriad of non-engine pieces, because your deck basically just relies on seeing very specific cards. So it doesn't necessarily make the deck more consistent or anything like that. Sure, you could play something like Pot of Desires or what have you. Obviously, that's not possible in the festival. But all in all, I still think that this is pretty good. Being able to play so many different non-engine pieces is very strong. That's it for the deck. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck did. Alright, so here is my first duel, or the first replay that I have for you, and we're going first. We're going to start off here with the Hanzo, and we're going to search out the Dancing Leaves. We're then going to special summon the Mitsu to the field in order to go into the Maizen here. That's basically it. We're going to set 2 and pass, and hope this Max C carries us. So, we're going to start off here with the, my opponent's going to reveal that they are on a tier. Now, granted, this is the event, so it does make a little bit more sense. But we're going to go for the Maizen here. That's going to trigger their Haveness, and we're going to be able to go for the Max C here. But yeah, this is an insane hand for my opponent. Maxi, or the Paralino, the Haveness, etc. They also hit a Shuffler, which is pretty insane. We're going to go for the Geo. We're going to special summon it in face-down defense position. And the reason for this is because we do have the Dancing Leaves, so we can tribute off the Maizen now in order to special summon out the Mitsu, or something along those lines, in order to allow the Geo to flip face up again. We could also potentially Book of Moon one of their cards and then deal with it that way. So there's that. Anyway, out comes Rhino Heart, out comes Scream as well. This guy's hand was stellar. But yeah, they're going to mill. They hit Saranir, Sheeran, and they get to mill the Haveness as well. So of course they basically get to do everything, and out comes Saranir. Saranir is actually going to dump to the graveyard the Branded Fusion, which is interesting, but they didn't actually activate the Tragedy here, so it doesn't make a little bit more sense, because now they're going to be able to go for the Branded Fusion. But out comes Rukolos, which basically turns off our Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves, but we are drawing cards at the very least off of Maxi, so hopefully we're not dead. They're going to go for the Kaleido Heart here as well. and activate the Perlino to pop one of our set back row, and then they're going to shuffle away the other. I'm going to go Book of Moon here just to set something face down. I'm going to set the Rukalos here. I could have set either one, but honestly, it just made more sense to set the Rukalos. Honestly, it didn't really matter too much, even if I did set one of their cards. But yeah, there you go. They're going to go for the Branded Fusion. They're going to set it to their field and then activate its effect in order to go for the Albion. We're going to draw one more card. And then they're going to go for the Albion effect, banishing the Rukalos and the Vulnerable Balance, just to go for the Mirror Jade. Now, notably, they actually weren't playing the Lubellion in their extra, so they literally couldn't have gone Lubellion to go for the Mirror Jade line, so they have to go for the Albion. But it's kind of still weird that they went for the Rukalos banish instead of just banishing the Albion itself, but okay. They're then going to tribute off the Albion to go for the Bestial Lubellion. And then they're going to activate Birth. They don't have anything else here. They're just going to have the Bestial Lubellion on their side of the field and not activate it for some reason. Then they walk right into Geo. Now, granted, there are two things that I could do. I could prevent any more damage from being dealt, or I could put the tier name face down so that Scream is not activatable, and I decide to go for that anyway, because I'm like, well, they should have activated the Mirror Jade. They literally don't have another target. I checked later. They do not have another target for this Mirror Jade. It's just a useless body on their side of the field. It's hilarious. But, alas, we do get to flip two cards face down because of Maizen's effect, allowing us, or basically forcing them to attack into the Geo first. Geo then flips two face down, and those are permanently face down. That's also why I decided to flip the tier name, so that they basically don't get anything off of this screen. We're going to draw. We have 8 cards in hand because Maxi is a fair and balanced Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm going to start off here with the Tobari, and the reason I do this is because I know that this card is able to negate a special summon, so I'm like, okay, maybe they'll actually just activate it and negate my summon, but they don't, and so I'm like, okay, I'll just activate the Book of Moon and flip this face down and deal with it in a little bit. So we're going to flip that face down and then go Tobari, special summon out the Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. Hanzo will then grab up Baku. Baku will then special summon itself, given the fact that it was searched, and then activate the effect to grab up the Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves. Now, notably, we do have the Notebook, even though they do have the Keldo, and I'm like, oh, you're going to shuffle back my Maizen and my Geo? How very kind of you. Sure. So I'm actually going to set that Art of Dancing Leaves from the grave, and then set the Green Ninja from deck, and just kind of dodge the effect there with the Notebook. We're then going to normal summon the Kagero in order to reset the Tobari, which we'll then use to fusion into the Yaguramaru. We're going to banish the Birth because I'm most scared of that. Being able to banish 3 cards from my grave, as well as being able to normal summon out a Kashtira monster, is way scary. So I'm just like, yeah, let's just not deal with that. We're then going to fusion off into the Maizen here and go to battle. We don't quite have a way to get lethal onto the field, at least not this turn, so I just do this and get as much damage in as I can. Now remember, these two are permanently flipped face down because of Geo's effect, so this is the only one that we really have to deal with, which is the Mirror Jade. So, because of that, in the draw phase, I'm going to activate the effect of the Ninjutsu Art Notebook in order to just set a monster. Setting Tobari happens to be the best. Being able to fusion summon during the opponent's turn is very strong, so there's that. I'm also going to set the Iron Digger just in case, because we do have the banished Hanzo. That means that if they do have like a Harpy's Feather Duster or decide to pop my back row, at the very least, this is available to special summon a monster from the banished zone. But this also allows us to go for the Art of Dancing Leaves to tribute off their Mirror Jade before it can flip face up. Remember, Mirror Jade was flipped face down due to Book of Moon, so there's that. But now we get to special summon the Mitsu. Mitsu's effect will now negate the effect of the activated Mirror Jade by flipping up that Tobari and flipping itself face down, meaning that our board will not be wiped, and we now have the ability to go for our fusion summon. They realize the writing on the wall and that they basically can't do anything because they can't flip up their monsters, and concede. We also had the interruption of the fusion summon on the opponent's turn to banish a monster as well, or banish whatever they end up utilizing. So at that point, I think the game was over. So, good game. Alright, here we are once again going first with not exactly the greatest of hands, but it's pretty decent. And this is against what I will call the luckiest player that I have ever seen. And you'll see why throughout this game. So we're going to start off here, and we're going to start by normal summoning the Mitsu, to which my opponent will go Max C. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do anything here anyway, so I'm just going to set 3 and pass. There is a possibility I could have gone like normal summon the Green Ninja, special summon the Mitsu, and like gone into Maizen, but I'm like, honestly, I think this is just better being out, because I'm going to have to tribute off anyway, and I knew that they had the Max C. Anyway, so they're going to start off with Dark Magical Circle. Well, hey, you gave me a card, so I'm immediately going to go for the notebook here, and we're going to summon out the Hanzo. Now, this is a bit of a mistake from my part, but it'd been a while. This was the first game of the day, and I forgot that Hanzo needs to be flip summoned, not just flip face up. So whoops on my part. I should have gone for the Geo there. Anyway, my opponent's going to go for the Magician Soul that they hard drew in order to special summon out the Dark Magician. I'm going to say no. None of that. Stop. You can't do that. That's not allowed. So I'm going to flip my guy face down and flip up the Hanzo. To the which my opponent will then fusion summon, using the other Dark Magician that they had in hand to go for the Dark Magician. Well, crap. They're going to walk over the Mitsu, and I'm like, that's fine, whatever. Not really that big of a deal. We're going to go to the end phase and pass the turn. I'm like, okay, I can do this. This is fine. And then I draw Geo because apparently the gods hate me, and we're just like, nah, you're not allowed to have a good hand. And of course they have the second Max C. Of course, sure. I'm going to just summon the Geo and do what I can here. I'm going to flip everything face down. They're also going to activate to draw because I activated a spell trap. So now they get to draw 2 cards. And yeah, there's really not much more that I can do. I'm going to set the Green Ninja and just pass. Anyway, at least that card is face down. And of course, off the top, Magician's Rod. Except it gets better. Super Polymerization. Pitching, by the way, ARA. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. Super Polymerization. I have 2 cards face down. It's not like I'm losing anything. But they do get to dodge. And out comes Starving Venom. Actually hilarious. Okay, the Impermanent doesn't go through. That's fine. Out comes Soul Servant. Sure. I'm going to immediately activate the effect of the Dancing Leaves to bounce it back to hand, just so that I have it back in hand. Again, I basically just have Geo and a Prayer. My opponent is going to stack to the top of their deck Illusion of Chaos, which will then grab them Magician Souls, which will then grab them an additional Dark Magician to their field. So they're going to pitch the Dark Magician Girl, as well as the card from hand, in order to special summon Dark Magician. They can activate the effect of the Dark Magical Circle to banish my Geo, and proceed to the battle phase, walking into Green Ninja. At the very least, I'm not dead, and I actually don't even take any damage, because I get to flip it down the Dark Magician. So at least there's something, and since they now have a card face down, I do have the ability to at least set the Art of Dancing Leaves and Parade. So I'm going to activate the effect here and tribute off their Dark Magician to summon out the Hanzo. Hanzo effect is going to grab the Baku, and then Baku will special summon itself, as you've seen many times, to then grab up the Ninjutsu Art Notebook. They top decked Monster Reborn. They hard top decked a Monster Reborn. Huh? Okay, well, not great, but sure. That's fine. Out comes Dark Magicians. That's fine. They go for the Illusion of Chaos, to which I am glad that I drew that Ash Blossom, because now I can negate it and prevent them from getting another Dark Magician onto their side of the field to banish an additional card. So, you know, at least we're not dead once again, but no way they top-decked a Monster Reborn. Okay. Sure. Art of Duplication! What are these draws? These draws are terrible! It's fine. I'm going to just bounce the blade back, and we're going to set some cards. It's okay. We did draw the notebook. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine. We're going to reset another Dancing Leaves, and we're going to reset a Green Ninja. These just happen to be the best, and they're going to draw an additional card. We're going to set 2 more and pass. Okay. This is okay. We can do this. We can do this. My opponent goes for the Illusion of Chaos. That's fine. Add the Magician Souls. That's fine. Here's the thing. I know what you're saying. Wait. Why did we grab a second Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves? Well, because I wanted to special summon a card from the grave so that I get at least 2 cards, because I kind of need as much advantage as possible, and this is the only other target. I could have gone for Iron Digger, sure, but that's not really going to do anything. I guess we could have banished a card to special summon back Geo or something along those lines, but the thing is, I'm also more worried about Dark Magical Circle than I am the actual monsters, because Dark Magical Circle can just continually banish my cards, and so I kind of want more than one Dancing Blades, or Dancing Leaves, so that if they do happen to target one, I can use the other one, if need be, to kind of just generate that advantage. And I really don't need the Geo, even though I have the one in hand. I don't really need it at the moment, so I'm just more concerned about dealing with this and not dying to this card. Anyway, my opponent goes for the Magician's Souls here to grab up the Dark Magician, dumping another Dark Magician, because of course they're playing 3, out comes Dark Magician, of course they're going to grab the shiny one, and they target my green ninja! Okay, this person has been incredibly lucky up until now. What's the likelihood that they draw the Ash Blossom? Of course they have the Ash Blossom. Of course they do. Okay. Sure, that's fine. Art of Duplication. I can get 2 Tobari. It's not great, but it's something. So, we're going to go Art of Duplication. We're going to grab the Tobari and the Tobari because they're the only 2 level 1s, and we're going to shuffle them. But they do get to Ash. My other one, that's fine. They're going to go Dark Magician, draw a card. I'm going to flip down the Dark Magician solely because it's the only one that could not be flipped face up again. So I'm just like, we'll just flip it face down. And then, of course, off of the Dark Magician's draw, what is it but Soul Servant? Now, granted, they stack to the top of their deck a bond between teacher and student, and they don't have a Dark Magician on their field, because this is not Dark Magician, and they can't flip this guy face up. So, I don't know why they decided to do this, but they do, and now they get to draw 2 cards. Because why not? Because why not? Go to the battle phase. Luckily, Tobari cannot be destroyed by battle. The turn it's summoned, I believe, or the turn is flip face up. But during the end, or during the main phase 2, right before they go to the end phase, we're going to go for the Yagoromaru in order to deal with this Dark Magical Circle once and for all. Good riddance. You will not be missed, dear sir. Okay, we draw for turn. Called by. Not great, but it's fine. We're going to tribute off our Tobari in order to summon out the Hanzo. Hanzo effect is going to activate. They're also going to chain the Dark Magicians to draw an additional card because I have to play spells and traps. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go Kagero, and we're going to normal summon it. We're going to activate the effect in order to grab up the Geo. Geo is now on the field and live. We're going to tribute off in order to go for Yagoromaru. And guess what? Yes, you can use Yagoromaru in order to go into Yagoromaru. Now we can actually go for, or banish the Dark Magicians and deal with them properly. We're also going to go and into the Maizen here and attack for 25. And set 1 more and pass. Okay, not dead, which is important. I'm going to bounce it back at the Art of Dancing Leaves, because we don't really have anything else here. And then they're going to go for Bond between teacher and student. Now, luckily, we have Called By, and luckily, they have Dark Magician Girl Engraved. There's no way that they play a second one, so at the very least, we're fine there. We're going to go Maizen, and of course, they have the Ash! That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to activate the Called By here, targeting the Dark Magician Girl. I know I could target the Ash and let my guy go through, but honestly, I really don't want the bond between teacher and student to resolve, because the cards that they can set do kind of just wipe my field, which I don't want to deal with. They're going to go Starving Venom and copy the effect for reasons, and then attack into the Geo, which promptly flips them face down. We are not dead, and yes, that Called By did work on the Dark Magician Girl, because, yeah, why would you play anymore? And then I draw, Dear Lanta, I cannot draw well to save my life. It's another Dancing Leaves. I don't need this. I don't need Duplication. I don't need Dancing Leaves. Why do you keep giving me these cards? It's fine. Any monster would have done, but it's fine. We're going to attack for just a little under lethal. Set 2 and pass. We're not dead. There's not a whole lot my opponent can do. Somehow, some way, they drew Circle! How? It's fine. They drew like 10 cards. I really shouldn't be surprised. But still, we're going to summon the Tobari here. Out comes Secrets, because they're playing 2 of that shit, and they revealed it twice off of Dark Magical Circle. They revealed it not once, but twice off of the 2 Excavates. Not Excavates, but of the top, looking at the top 3 cards of their deck. They saw the same card twice. Holy shit. Okay, out comes Secrets. I'm like, I can't deal with the second Dark Magicians. I just can't. If they draw multiple cards, it's going to be annoying. I gotta go Duplications now. So I'm going to go Duplication now. At the very least, it'll give me something. We're going to summon 3 monsters. We're going to summon one Mitsu, we're going to summon a second one face down, and we're going to summon a green ninja also face down. Doesn't really matter which one is which, or even if both of them are face down, but the Mitsu is basically just on the field in order to negate a card. They're going to banish my Maizen, and I go, that is absolutely okay. Do you want to know why? Because I'm just going to tag out, I'm just going to fuse it away. That's fine. I don't need the Maizen anyway, but I'm just going to fuse it away anyway. Because of Tobari. That's fine. You drew called by! They drew the called by. They drew the called by. Of course they had the called by in their hand. And now it negates Tobari. Oh, goodbye, Maizen. You will be missed. They're going to go to battle and walk into Green Ninja. This is the first instance of them not being just luckier than me. I get to flip down their monster. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta bounce my card back to the hand, and we are not dead. Somehow I win this game, but in no world should I have. We're just gonna make the Maizen and attack directly for well over lethal. And of course, I finally draw my Max C as the last card. What the heck was that? Alright, once again, going first, once again, with Max C, trust me, this will be more interesting than you would ever imagine. We're going to start off here with the Fusion Summon into the Maizen, because we drew a Ninja and a Mitsu. We're going to set one, be called by, and pass. This is basically all that we can do. We're going to pray. My opponent will reveal that they are on something. Something very fun. Cool. We're going to special summon Tobari, because I'm scared. Out comes MST. Huh? Alright, goodbye, called by. They're gonna go Foolish Burial. And foolishly bury the Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. Uh-oh. Okay. That's fine. Before they proceed to battle or end phase, I go for the Yaguramaru. Yaguramaru's effect is going to banish the Maizen here in order to banish one of their cards, which is Peaceful Burial, which says, send a monster from your deck to the graveyard, but for the rest of this turn, you cannot activate cards or effects of the cards with the same name as the monster sent to the graveyard. Why? What? What are we playing? It's obviously some sort of God's deck, but what is happening? I'm going to go for the Iron Digger here. We're going to go banish the Mitsu to pop the Revived Sky God. I'm now going to normal summon Maxi, and they are going to go for the Revived Sky God, to the which I will Ash, because I don't want them to draw Monster Reborn. That's not cool. Anyway, they're going to draw Monster Reborn. The activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated, nor can its effects be negated. Anyway, I'm going to link off my monsters now for Sprite Elf. We're going to go Sprite Elf, we're going to go activate the effect of the Iron Digger in order to special summon in face down defense position the Maizen. Why does it summon in face down defense position? Doesn't really matter. We're going to summon the Maizen. We are then going to Xyz into Gigantic. This is just to make Zeus. We're just making Zeus here. That's it. Out comes Zeus. There he is. There's my boy. Pass. I got nothing for you. It's just Zeus pass and a prayer. Out comes Monster Reborn. They're going to Monster Reborn my own monster, because guess what? Cannot be normal summoned or special summoned, must be special summoned by its own effect, and guess what? It was not properly summoned, therefore you cannot Monster Reborn it. Whoops! Immortal Phoenix is dead. That's fine, they're going to walk into my monster. Oh no. Anyway, that allows me to now attach a Nibiru from deck so that I don't draw the Nibiru. Cool, now I have 2 activations of Zeus. Fantastic. We're going to pass the turn, and we're going to go into my draw phase, and I draw Imperm. I'm just going to Zeus here. I feel like that makes sense, right? We're going to attack, and Guardian Slime. So Guardian Slime is a problem, so I'm just going to deal with it now, because I don't want to deal with the Fusion Guardian Slime, whose name I cannot remember. But this does allow them to grab the True Sun God, so that's a bit worrying. It'll be fine, right? They're going to go for the True Sun God. They're going to grab the Millennium Revelation, which all of these cards read like a notebook. Not a notebook. Like a textbook. And all of them are terrible. However, this one grabs them back Monster Reborn. So here's the problem. Nibiru exists. They obviously summon the Nibiru here, and they walk into my Zeus, and now it's a top deck war. But they also have a better top deck than me, given the fact that they have these two on their field, and they still have a card in hand. There is a high chance that that does something, right? Like, my Imperm, it probably isn't going to do much against whatever's going on here, right? So, there's that. Why are we summoning Slifer? What's happening? What? We chose Slifer. We're going to summon the 1000 attack point monster that kills itself in the end phase. What is happening? Goodbye, Slifer. Whoa, Book of Moon. It was Book of Moon I drew. That's fine. We win the game anyway. But what was that? Now, these games weren't played at the highest of ranks, but I did want to show you them because they were incredibly fun. And one of the main reasons why I enjoy playing decks like Ninja or like other such stuff like War Rocks and the like in lower ranks, because it just makes it more fun. Obviously, I could play a meta deck and just steamroll my way all the way to the top, but I honestly don't need to, and it's very fun and very enjoyable to play something as silly as gods, the gods of the game, the Egyptian gods, and beat them with a Zeus and a prayer, you know, or you know, a few hardy ninjas, you know. It just makes the game a little bit more interesting, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But I don't enjoy doing it all of the time because there is a massive skill difference, and it does show. You know, not everyone is going to make the same plays or going to make the best plays, and it's very noticeable, and yada yada. But all in all, I still enjoy this game. I still have tons of fun with it. There's still a lot of fun things to do, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I stopped playing because of this, oh, I stopped playing because of this. And the thing is, I think you just have to know why you play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh!, that's fine. But I still do, because of random games like that are just so incredibly funny. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, like us very much, so appreciate it. And if you want to check out more content like this as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.